question. Go ahead, guys.
So what is the nature of the relationship between your characters now that Peter is no longer in the picture?
If Olivia took Walter from the hospital 3 years ago, she wanted to use him, he fulfilled that. He would still be under some sort of condition of her approval that he's doing a good job. So it would be a very almost a dysfunctional relationship where he needs her to approve of him. Obviously, Destiny really Destiny, and she needs him to stay where he is because he still has the speaking genius. The same would apply with Astrid. I just made that all up.
It was new. It was fresh.
It was a fresh answer. Wow.
So you'd be playing two different Walters with no Peter in either of their lives, ever, How does that...
We don't know that it's not ever. I don't know about this, and I'm starting another rumor.
Right.
Because as far as I'm concerned, I think that Peter as a child existed, but they both died. This is my theory. So they're still not there within the time frame that we've covered in our show. But otherwise, why would we have to split the universes? So I think there was a Peter, but he, as a child, died. That's my theory.
I just want to say thanks for bringing up that alternate not necessarily bad, like evil, because it really bothers me when people think all the alters are bad people. So I think it's just a different perspective, and I don't know, how do you guys play it? Like, because they have their own world and their own concerns, and they're just not the same as ours, doesn't mean they're bad.
Well, I don't think that anytime you play a character, the first thing that you ever get taught really is to never judge your character and to fight their cause. So I think, I know you have, but for me, I mean, you just fight their cause. You're on their side, and the alternate Olivia isn't bad at all, and alternate has a completely justifiable reason, in my opinion, anyway, for what he's doing. So it's.
But it's an interesting thing you raise that, because we knew going in that because the audiences had come to like us, that they would treat enemies as bad people. That's kind of the nature of humanity. And we knew that would happen. And we kept saying to the writers, we've got to humanize these people. We've got to bring this audience across so they don't know who to barrack for, as it were. Which I think we got.
I think they've done a fantastic job.
Really, I know, and the fact that they stuck with it too. And I thank them. That's the studio and the network and the writers for not just giving a little taste of this alternate universe, and where you're like, well, I'm not going to invest, there's not enough time, where they went, no, we're really going to do this, and here we are, we get to the end of season 3 and we're playing with them still, and
I prefer the alternate Olivia.
I do too. No, I do love Olivia, but I enjoy the alternate Olivia.
I love the old Olivia.
And the season Olivia was a lot more like alternate Olivia. She really, that after the cartoon episode where you just came out and it was just, okay, I might have to die or whatever. Whatever.
The man who's going to kill me. Eat the toast. Another day.
It was great though.
Yeah.
You can see the change.
Yeah, I guess, that's been interesting for the characters, but also I think for us as actors to be able to go to another place and then look in on this show that we've been doing for a couple of years now, and come back to it with a completely different perspective, and a different perspective on the characters that you've been playing, having been in another person's skin and having looked at what the show could have been.
Well, and your character, you were playing yourself trying to be the other person. You had so many different facets.
That was kind of tough.
Everyone, you could tell
who it was.
Thank
you. I worry about that.
Congratulations on it. You're just amazing.
Well, I worry when it's the crime. I'm just raving, aren't I?
No, I'm fascinated. Keep talking, because I love that question.
Well,
playing yourself, not playing yourself, playing yourself.
It was always and still is always the things that they do that's this, the crime scenes are hard. Those things that they both do in it pretty much they're pretty much the same thing and written the same way, and trying to go, gosh, what does one think and what does the other think? They're the tough ones, but the other bits are.
And when Olivia was impersonating Olivia, do you remember that? That was amazing. There was a little bit in her performance that if you were watching closely, you said, that's not Olivia.
Well, and I know.
And occasionally Walter would see it, and he would look at it.
But I didn't want it. That was because we didn't want to make the other people seem stupid for not picking up on it. But at the same time,
it was still there.
At the same time, it's you want to be. You should. It's the only chance you're going to get to.
So, is there anything you guys are really hoping you get to either delve into with any of your multiple characters you're playing, or anything you really hope to do, either stunt-wise or something you want us to learn about, want us to finally get to see about your characters?
Anything that doesn't freeze the characters in time. The great thing about what we've done so far is the dynamic characters that, like us, as human beings, that grow. And I think anything that frozen where we are, we would cease to be quite as excited about doing the show as we are. Because we're still growing. Last season was a classic example of both of our characters growing and growing and growing. Gotcha. So if they keep doing that, that's good. That makes a good television too.
And you were asked really to stretch your accents and your acting skills this past season. How did you prepare for taking on this role of another character inhabiting your body as William?
I really did. When I read that episode, I did have a little tear because I thought, how do I do this? Like me? Why couldn't they make John or Josh do it? And then I called John and said, help me. And then we sort of sat and talked a lot about the relationship between us. I mean, you don't have very much time. We had like 3 days. And then I listened to a stack of, I just listened to a lot of Leonard stuff, but just from Fringe, not any of his other work. And then just listened to it and then sat. We have because we're both Australian, we have a dialect coach who sits and listens to us on set just for accent stuff anyway. So then I went and sat with Linda and sort of practiced. And
we
then,
hit sit the first day, and it was like, there she was. And I knew it was coming, and I was so excited.
Thank goodness John was there. Because I wanted to have someone who was.
But not only I was excited, Walter was excited too, because his friend was back. So I was doubly excited. I hope that made it easier.
You were so sweet. Oh God, you were so darling. The others were just shocked.
What is
Just shocked.
You know, the producers play everything really close to the vest, obviously, the stories, especially even with you guys.
Yeah.
So when we see it, we're always like with the mouth hanging open at the end of the episode. I'm just curious, when you get the scripts, what are your responses? Do you have that kind of shock reaction?
Yeah.
Look, do your 3-part answer, because I like that one. No, I do.
My 3-part. I'm trying to make it relevant to answering this question.
When you read the script.
It's true. Well, yeah. Essentially, yes. But what John was going to say is like every episode has. It's like got 3. It has 3 lives. You know, it's the episode that you read it, what's been written, and then it changes when you shoot it. So you remember what you shoot, and then when it's cut together, it's often a different one. And keeping track of that sometimes
that was
is
relevant, wasn't
a little bit.
It was right. It was relevant.
It didn't answer the question.
Thank you. It did answer the question perfectly. Because what you think at the beginning when you first read it is not the same as the result coming out of the other end.
Yes. Well, yes.
I knew it was relevant.
So, will you tell us
We're just getting
to know if the cow is going to be back?
Yeah, at least you know the cow. That's our tease. That we did it. Yes, the cow came back.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.